Everyone's chasing attention. Everyone's proving, posting, performing. But while the world screams, the wise stay silent. You don't win by being loud. You win by being still. Stillness is not laziness. Stillness is control. It's the ability to think clearly when everyone else is driven by impulse. While they react, you observe. While they burn out, you build. This audiobook isn't about doing more. It's about mastering the calm that multiplies your power. Remember this phrase: silence moves faster than noise. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Stop proving, start building. Approximately 1,000 words, 8 minutes of spoken audio. You waste energy proving. You gain power building. That's the difference between the loud and the lethal. Most people are stuck in performance mode. They talk about what they'll do. They announce their goals. They explain their struggles. They seek permission. But stillness doesn't explain. Stillness builds, quietly, consistently, powerfully. Prove nothing. Build everything. That's the rule. That's the code. You see, when you feel the urge to prove something, that's your insecurity talking. That's your ego screaming, "Notice me." But when you build, that's your discipline whispering, "Watch me." The insecure need attention. The disciplined create results. That's the key. Every moment you spend explaining yourself is a moment stolen from execution. Every argument defending your value is a distraction from creating actual value. Stop proving, start building. Let me ask you something. How much time have you lost trying to convince people that you're serious, capable, talented, or worthy? How many times did you explain your intentions instead of showing them through your actions? Here's the truth. Nobody's convinced by words anymore. The world is numb to noise. The only thing people believe in is results. You don't need to post your plans. You don't need to justify your decisions. You don't need their approval. You need your plan. You need your silence. You need your execution. That's the foundation of stillness. Prove nothing. Build everything. Say it again in your mind. Say it until it becomes instinct. Because the second you stop seeking validation, you start gaining momentum. Let's talk about the people who mastered this. Think of athletes like Kobe Bryant. He didn't talk about the grind, he lived it. He wasn't proving himself to critics, he was building himself through obsession. While others tweeted, he trained. Think of creators like Steve Jobs. He wasn't asking for applause, he was focused on the product. He built until the product spoke for itself. Silence first, impact second. Even look at soldiers, elite performers, entrepreneurs. The best don't broadcast their every move. They understand that attention is expensive. Every time you chase it, you lose focus. That's why the disciplined move in silence. So how do you start? How do you shift from proving to building? Step 1. Catch yourself explaining. Whenever you start defending your path to someone, stop. Whenever you feel the urge to post proof of your progress, pause. That's your ego reaching for validation. Train yourself to resist it. You don't need to convince anyone of your worth. You just need to live it. Step 2. Redirect that energy inward. Instead of saying, "I'm working hard," work harder. Instead of saying, "You'll see one day," make sure they will. Words are cheap. Results are expensive. Spend your time where it counts. Step 3. Protect your process. Stillness means privacy. Privacy means peace. Not everyone deserves to see your progress. Not everyone can handle your pace. Keep your vision sacred. Guard it like it's oxygen. Because the second you start explaining it, you start diluting it. Let's make this real. You're at the gym. Someone questions your method. Don't explain. Train. You're at work. Someone doubts your idea. Don't argue. Execute. You're trying something new. People laugh, don't respond, build. That's how you turn silence into strength. Remember this, the ones who talk the most often move the least. The ones who move the most rarely need to talk. That's discipline. You have a choice, be loud and temporary or be quiet and permanent. That's the key. The urge to prove is emotional. The decision to build is strategic. Emotion says, they don't believe in me, I'll show them. Discipline says, they don't matter, I'll show myself. You see the difference? Emotion reacts. Discipline responds. Emotion seeks attention. Discipline creates direction. That's the mindset of the still. Stillness isn't weakness, it's power under control. You're not avoiding expression, you're avoiding waste. Because every ounce of energy you spend on noise is energy stolen from creation. Prove nothing, build everything. Let me be blunt. Explaining is a habit. You've been trained to do it. You were raised to defend your choices. You were taught to seek validation before acting. But that programming ends now. You don't need their permission. You need your plan. You don't need their applause. You need your progress. You don't need to explain what's coming. You need to become what's coming. That's how stillness wins. The most dangerous person in any room isn't the loud one, it's the calm one. Because calm means certainty. Calm means control. Calm means you're too focused on building to care about proving. The world is obsessed with reaction. Post yourself online. Defend yourself in comments. Post your life like it's evidence. But you're different. You're done explaining. You're done chasing likes. You're done proving. Because you finally understand the proof is in the building. Every rep you do in silence. Every late night you spend in focus. Every moment you choose discipline over distraction. That's proof. That's progress. That's power. And here's the best part. When you stop proving, you stop rushing. You realize success doesn't need validation. It just needs consistency. That's why stillness wins. It's patient. It's private. It's unstoppable. So here's your challenge. For the next 30 days, stop explaining. When someone asks, what are you working on? Say less. When someone doubts you, smile. When someone provokes you, stay calm. Let your results speak in time. You'll start to feel it, your energy rising, your focus sharpening, because you're no longer leaking power through unnecessary words. You'll notice how quiet becomes your weapon, how patience becomes your edge, how stillness becomes your advantage. You'll stop chasing their attention and start attracting their respect. That's how you go from proving to building. Prove nothing, build everything. You've now taken your first step into true control, the control of direction, not reaction. You're no longer seeking applause, you're seeking mastery. And when you live that way, people will notice. They'll ask what changed. They'll feel the shift, not because you told them, but because they can see it. That's the quiet power you're building. You stopped proving, you started building, and now you're unstoppable. Transition. You've learned to stop chasing validation, but building requires something deeper, control over where your energy flows. Because energy is currency, and you can't afford to waste it. Now let's talk about that in Chapter 2, the discipline of doing less.